Hey guys, it's Asari, Tough Love Grad with vlog number 4. And today's vlog is about a question that you're going to get over and over again in your assessment centres and interviews. And that question is, do you have any further questions? And it normally comes at the end of an interview where they've given you all the information you actually wanted already. So it's kind of hard to think up a question at that time, because normally whatever question you had going in they've already answered. But I've got 3 ready-made responses for that question, which I'll give you in a little bit. But first I want to kind of give you a little story about not being prepared enough for interviews. And it's an embarrassing story for myself actually. There was one time when I was applying for a role in asset management, and I hadn't really done any preparation until the night before the interview. And because I only had a little bit of time to prepare, I kind of concentrated on like really technical questions that I thought they were going to ask me. And during the interview, one of the questions was, what is asset management? And I was like, it's kind of like when you manage assets, and assets can be shares or securities, or I didn't know what asset management was. And suffice to say, I didn't actually get that role. But it's really important to kind of have done your research and your preparation before you go into these interviews. So here are like 3 questions you can ask if they do ask at the end of an interview, do you have any further questions? The first one that I like to ask is, why do you want to hire graduates? And the important thing is, when you ask this question, is whatever answer the interviewer gives you, at the end of it you need to explain why you've asked it. And normally I say, the reason why I've asked this question is because I want to know whether this firm actually values graduates, or if they see them as a free resource. The second question I like to ask is, why do you think I got to this stage? And this question can really supercharge your applications, because it can tell you what your strengths are and what you need to kind of draw attention to in your own applications, and why interviewers are, or why firms are giving you interviews. And the third and final question I like to ask is actually a question I stole from Brian Rose at London Real. And if you don't know London Real, you should get to know. It's a fantastic YouTube channel with interviews with very interesting people. But I stole it from Brian Rose, and this question is, what is your biggest challenge in your role? And the really good thing about this question is, it's something you can use in your further interviews within whatever industry you're interviewing for, because the interviewer is going to tell you what challenges are being faced in the industry, what challenges you'll be facing in the role that you're interviewing for, and what challenges are within the industry is actually quite a common question within interviews, and he'll essentially be giving you a ready-made response. So there it is. Those are my 3 questions to ask if the interviewer asks, do you have any further questions?